Well, we can try this. Or I'll try this. Hmm. That is strange. I open up my start menu and it says I'm offline. But if I go to my internet connection, it says I'm fine for now. Computer seems to be running a little bit hard. Not too bad. Anyways, welcome back if you make it back. This is I guess the life of streaming. I haven't had that kind of issue where I've gotten booted in a while. I don't know what the flake is going on. I don't know. I think my computer may be getting tired, you guys. I'm torn twixt between looking way down the road, obviously, and starting to decide what I want to get or upgrade this one, which I'd like to do because I've been rough on the old girl. Laura, did you say you were... Hopefully Laura will come back. Maybe YouTube's really quirky. Maybe I shouldn't have fucking bothered with this stream. I had to drag myself up here, but I always do. What a mess, right? Man, I want to ask. I want to have Grumpy, I probably shared his link with you guys.
Because people drop off donations and then they look at them and go, nah, we ain't going to sell this.
I probably won't get in trouble for this. So
I got some
is
pretty decent tools one day out of Goodwill dumpster.
here is Grumpy Owl.
And then when they discovered people were raiding the dumpster, they would chain it shut. Like, somebody donated it, you ain't you ain't gonna sell it. What the hell you chaining the dumpster shut for?
I love this dude.
Get this show on the road.
I was over there earlier.
Town Cleveland, it's station WDWL TV, home of not one, but 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I am your host, as usual, the grumpy old man, and our show is brought to you by Grumpy Vulture Productions, No Bow, and by popular demand, we have the return of the Grumpy Jackalope, and he won't be bowing either. So, how's everybody doing? And TV's here right on time. Okay, Ron, what's the word on the house?
Anyway. There's grumpy old man. I like that dude. That fucking voice, man. You know, YouTube just will recommend shit. How does this sound anyways? Holy. How my computer's running a little better.
In the dumpster shut for.
I like that dude. All right, good enough. Yeah, YouTube should, well, you know, as you guys know, suggest whatever for whatever reason. And a couple years ago, it's probably been 2 years now, clicked on his live stream and I'm like, Jesus, this dude's voice is fucking awesome. And he just goes on about his day, man. And I mean, it's pretty fucking, I guess most folks would see it as pretty boring shit. He just goes on about his regular day, just a retired fella, and talks about lunch he had or trips to the store or the junkyard to get fucking parts and the shit he orders. I'm not trying to pick on him. I love that dude. He's fucking awesome. I'm gonna get him to do a fucking whatever it is, a promo take for me for the beginning of the TV2 live show. I am back. And you're back too, Bill. Cheers to you. And it looks like we got a few folks back watching. Cheers, folks. What's going on? I did have the stream titled, fuck, I tell you what, that stream went, the one that I finally got started went down, but I had like two other, I tried to start it twice before that, and then once I got it start, I thought it wasn't going to. I'm like, what in the hell is going on? It kept giving me some sort of fucking streaming issue in my software, and it finally connected, and then ended up fucking shutting down anyways, but yeah, I had nothing specific I wanted to talk about. I mean, what am I going to do? Talk about what a fuck up Trump is? We can do that. Holy shit. So I seen the fucking, I seen the AP live Post. Well, it was about 2 minutes long or something, but outside this hockey rink in Rhode Island. And now I'm just now seeing the from 2 minutes ago, New York Post. Dad shoots wife and 3 kids in horror family dispute at a crowded Rhode Island hockey arena, sending players and fans scrambling. Jesus. Why? I mean, I guess it's, I don't know. I don't know what the gun laws are in Rhode Island. Could have very well been carrying it illegally. Jesus. Mm. A hero bystander disarmed the gunman, but he had another weapon, according to witnesses. A source told Fox News that the gunman shot his wife and 3 children before turning the gun on himself. Holy. Bill says DHS just bought an ICE detention warehouse for $128 million that sold for $29 million 2 years ago from a Russia-based real estate company. Holy shit. Are we even supposed to be doing business with anybody from over there? I mean, especially our government, for fuck's sake. Bill says, geez, yeah, father. That's what I was thinking too right away. Yeah, I think Tide only has 1 kid, but that's what I was thinking too, Bill. I mean, it says husband and wife, so maybe they were apparently still married, I guess, officially, but yeah, it sounds, I think you probably, I mean, how could you go there together as a family and have, what the fuck, man? Jesus. Yeah, I think I read the story of DHS buying maybe a couple of warehouses, possibly, Bill. I'm not sure about that, but I didn't know the price on it. I had no idea who the previous owner or who the owners were. Yeah, I can't imagine we're supposed to be doing any business with any Russian companies or business folks at all. I can't imagine. I mean, fuck. That has to be, man, dude, I don't know what to say. I mean, I don't live in a high populated area, but there's plenty of gun humping fucking kooks out around here. I mean, people go off at any fucking time. Oh boy, this is nice. I just seen a documentary not too long, last year maybe, on the Pritzkers. It was nothing shady or anything, but This isn't good. Hyatt executive Tom Pritzker stepping down over association with Epstein and Maxwell. Terrible judgment. Uh, Bill says Russian and Chinese oligarchs get sanction exceptions because they're spending money here, right? Keep it away from their countries is the theory, I guess. Yeah, but that's probably impossible to stop, right? Or I don't know how that works. Like, would they not just be able to transfer whatever money they want? Maybe through a fucking Swiss bank? Holy shit, man. It's I don't know what to say. Man, Bill, I'll tell you what, dude. This is so hard for me. It is fucking hard. God, I struggle to even say this word or associate my thoughts in any way with it. What the fuck is going on in the world? Seriously. Swiss banks, I mean, Jesus Christ. And I know you know that is some sketchy ass shit. It's like there's no fucking law and order out there, man. I don't know what the fuck to say sometimes. I've known about Swiss banks doing shady shit as far as just not fucking giving a fuck who they're doing business with, but I seen art documentary about looted art from World War II last night, and maybe I don't know how. I know you love all kinds of different history, Bill. I don't know about how much into art, but Loesch was this guy's name, and he was before the war, I guess, some sort of art dealer or into art in some way, shape, or form, and so he became one of Hitler's or whatever, whoever it was, he of his Heimler that he worked directly under, they said, but so they looted all this Jewish art, right? All these famous works, mostly from Jewish families. But he went on to, I mean, the dude just died in like, fuck, I don't know what it was, 2019 or 18 or some shit, before he was about to be, because they started, however long ago, what, a dozen years ago or so, we seen some of these Nazi officers finally brought to trial, like, God, who was it that, Frederick, it was a pretty well-known case in France there, where they hauled some fucking 90-year-old dude in. Bill says they have permission to move that money out of their countries, but yeah, they got money stashed everywhere. Problem is, are some making these investments actually doing it on orders from their administrations? Are they Manchurian investors? Right on. Yeah, I wonder that too. It's like, from time to time you'll see interviews with, pretty well-to-do businessmen from China living in China. And it's like, how are these people able to operate? Like, I wonder, Bill, like if it's like just always, an option, or if, like the Chinese Communist Party just always sees it as an option that they could do what Putin does, right? If they, whatever, for whatever reason, send someone out a window and fucking seize all their fucking assets, right? These billionaire oligarchs, especially if they say the wrong thing at all. And it certainly in Russia that doesn't seem to really matter. Once Putin gets low on funds, he just fucking find someone in a nearby window. Yeah, exactly. Where's their loyalty? We're screwed. I guess, if we don't take ourselves out or like a fucking rock from space doesn't take us out, this could intensify for a while yet, right? I don't know how long, another 50, 100 years where, as long as we didn't take each other out, there wasn't a massive nuclear war or a rock from space doesn't fucking do us like the dinosaurs, then I suppose this shit could continue to escalate and escalate and escalate where it would just be basically a bunch of oppressed societies, even here in America, where we just won't, things will get to the point where, I don't know. I worry, you can't, I don't know how it would go, like if they, which it seems like they'd be able to do, even our own government would be able to, what are you going to, like say they decide to shut down the internet and maybe even shut down, do exactly what Iran did, right? They shut down all communications in the U.S. And obviously that would be, it'd be a huge financial disaster if the government tried to do that. Say if Trump tried to do it, or whatever government here in America at whatever time. How would people, how would Americans fucking rise up? Obviously, we were innovative and creative, and but have ham radios. I guess not a lot of folks have those. There would be ways, but it would just be very difficult. It seems like if I don't know. There's just so much sketchy shit. Like any country, it seems like could fucking do a terrorist act on our water supplies in any city, our electrical grid. I mean, with so easily, right? Like I'm not really sure why that shit doesn't happen. As morbid as that might sound, but seriously, like if these people could be fucking with us all the time. Oh yeah, yeah. Their families are back home, so if they invest here with good hearts, their state might say, "Yeah, we're going to send you a few workers, no show workers like the mafia." I'm just it always like baffles me how all these police states like China or whatever, Russia, I consider them a police state, Russia, China for sure. I mean, and also it's like in Russia, China is in these richer cities like in Moscow, it's not the same life as the rest of the country, right? Wow, that's interesting. Bill says Swiss banks and art artifacts. Read an extensive article about how Ukrainian artifacts, archaeology stuff, is showing up for sale in Swiss auctions. Yeah, they're kind of dirty over there, dude. Like there's there's I forget what the two major like art auctioneers are, but it's like they've been known to be auctioning off looted art. There's no repercussions for it. You know what I mean? There's no way any country can like, and you have the people who own it or are in possession of it. Maybe if they're in possession of a illegally in possession of a piece, a looted piece, they're just fucking selling it through some sort of fucking dealer, right? Or they're going through a dealer, and the dealer is dealing with the an auction, and you might have more than one owner of a piece, like together, right? So, a couple of criminals. Yeah, exactly. Yep. It might take me a second to find that because it was late and I rolled through a lot of shit. Here you go, Bill, if you're interested in watching it. As soon as I can get back to the stream. So when this dude ended up dying, he had still had like 10 or 13 pieces in illegally or looted pieces in his Swiss vault. And of course, I thought it was extra interesting because one of the four main pieces in the documentary was a Pissarro piece, and he is by far my favorite artist. Looks like Northern California or the mountains of California are getting dumped on. I heard something like 8 feet of snow possible. I think that was before the weekend, though. Bill says in Ukraine before the war, Russia and Ukraine had fantastic joint archaeology digs, and Russia ended up using it as propaganda, saying, "See if you are us, see you are us." But that's a shady interpretation of those new finds, right? I mean, it's a little bit convoluted, kind of, sort of, but as you know, Bill, like I've looked back too, and really there was no official Russian state before Ukraine, and all that shit was formed by three brothers that had one had like control of like maybe the Moscow area, and then another one in Lithuania, and then one in Ukraine, right? And that was all around whatever 1107 or something like that, early 1100s. So what? There was like a Prussia or something like that, possibly before an official Ukraine or Kiev. I try, man, but it's very hard to keep all that shit straight, I admit. Yeah, Bill says Swiss neutrality in quotes is an economic decision. I know it's, but man, dude, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, they're this democratic country, right, that has been able to stay extremely, like, really stay out of any sort of, you know, uproars around the world, anywhere in the world. Like, they just, I don't, and then they have this, you know, this incredible financial system or whatever, worldwide financial system or banking system, I should say. Yeah, it's all too much sometimes. Right. There you go. Kiev Rus saved northern Rus from the Mongolians. Whatever happened in the past, Ukrainians want to be free today like we did from Britain. I agree 100%. It does not matter, you know, what country was officially founded first or what territories were included in Russia when it was official or first founded or whatever, right? Yeah, dude, see, this shit sucks. I try to stay, watch Al Jazeera. I can't say a lot. I watch it every day. I usually, that's what I'll watch at the end of the night. It's like, man, fucking forgotten. You know, the world is forgetting about Gaza. The world is, I feel like the world's forgetting about Ukraine. Maybe it's just that's the feel here in the States. Shit is so fucked up, man. I just don't get it. Like, the world has to stop putting maniacs in power. Somehow, like, everywhere. All these fucking places that have absolute fucking nutbags in power have to stop that. Russia, China, here. Turkey. Could go on and on, right? All right, let's see what else is out there. Tornado threat also in California. Yeah, of course he was. Epstein was invited to U.S. gatherings with U.S. lawmakers, gatherings with U.S. lawmakers after his arrest. I haven't had time to look into it. I just seen that some post, I think very early this morning, late last night, that Molly Jong Fast had posted something about a email now uncovered that between DOJ officials or something that there's still fucking possibly tens of millions of files out there. It's like, Jesus. I guess, I mean, I don't know. Whatever. I suppose every little thing. Oh, yeah, Bill, for sure, dude. I love Camille Pissarro. You know, he was, I think maybe they, what do they say, Cezanne may have been the official, like, I think it's Cezanne, was one of the, what they might consider, some art historians may say he was actually doing Impressionism before anybody else, but Pissarro was 36 and Monet was 19 when they spent a summer together painting. And so they do call Pissarro the grandfather of Impressionism, right? But yeah, Bosch is awesome. They're all fucking great. But for some reason, it's how fine Pissarro, a lot of his paintings were like just very, very small strokes, right? And, you know, contrast to Monet's very loose, you know, wide strokes. Yep, when I decided I was going to try and start painting at 34 years old, I actually started out doing a bunch of Bob Ross stuff, and then I started going to the city library, checking out these huge oversized books, and just falling in love with all the shit. And I'm like, it was Pissarro. Yeah, yeah, certainly. At least, you know, a handful of families, right? Bill says the whole world's fucked up because of like 12, maybe 24 people, in my opinion. Trouble is there's a whole bunch behind them waiting to fill the power vacuum when they can't hang anymore. I know. Well, Bill, I was just going to say before I read your last comment there that I've mentioned it before how, you know, these families, and people can say, well, that's just kind of conspiratorial bullshit. It's not. When these families, however far back you want to go, certainly a couple hundred years, um, were super ultra wealthy, right? And going back farther than a couple hundred years for sure. You know, with the dynasties, once they had so much money accumulated, they were never ever going to be broke no matter what they fucking did. And so, generation after generation, they had nothing but time to learn, experiment, study, right? And it's like we don't have that time. Most everyday people, 99% of us don't have that, can't afford that kind of time to just spend day in and day out our whole lives, our kids' whole lives, so on, right? Just absorbing what we want and well, unfortunately, it seems like these people, you know, it's hard to say that, like, I don't know if I'd say educated, super informed folks like that. Seems like there's too many of them go bad, right? Yeah, always been a control mechanism, Bill, but I wonder why, like, it's not like, I mean, because things have gotten so huge too. It's not like the people we elect to DC, like our reps or senators, they can't all I mean, there's no way they're all in agreement. There isn't some sort of fucking initiation, you know, even though when they get up there. but I do feel like there must be some sort of wall that they hit if they try to do go too far, right? Or they just get ignored. Um, and by going too far, I mean like actually fucking bring up hard shit to deal with the fucking corruption in our own government, you know? The fucking influence over our government from unfriendly entities. Bill, I swear it was probably when we first started going through the shit with Trump in 2017, 2018, not long after he was in office the first time, right? Like it was gonna, it's gonna take like 50% of America or the population to be homeless and hungry before shit hits the fan and we eat the rich. I don't know. Got people lurking. Come on in and say hi. Are me and Bill getting too boring for the other viewers hanging out? I love the fucking deep, just fucking raw information, boring information, but not boring to me. Not boring to Bill. I mean, I don't see any major changes coming in our lifetime, but we have to be fucking aware of it at a minimum. We have to be bringing attention to it, thinking about is this sustainable, which it isn't. I mean, I don't know how we deal with it when we have half the fucking world, or at least half of America, that thinks fucking pissing and shitting in our own drinking water is fine. I don't get it. I don't know how we get beyond that because it's when we're talking to millions of people, tens of millions. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I can spit that out. Jay, what's up, brother? Jay says the Kiel Institute for the World Economy indicate that Americans paid for approximately 96% of the cost associated with President Trump's tariffs, not the foreign exporters as claimed. Well, of course not, brother. And I know you knew that, with findings showing that this acts as a domestic consumption tax, leading to higher prices for U.S. consumers and businesses. And they say it's not a tax. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I mean, it's a real simple chain, right? Like, you have fucking just wherever a company from China wanting to sell their fucking hammer here, and they want to sell it for $10, and Trump wants to put a fucking 100% tariff on that $10 hammer. They're not gonna fucking net zero profit. They're gonna fucking add $10 more to that fucking hammer. Or whatever they would have to add to it to fucking. I guess if you had a 100% tariff, there would be no fucking cover marking it up enough, would there? Right. So Trump is getting So the government is getting this fucking tariff kickbacks from these companies that are overcharging Americans because of Trump getting these kickbacks, or the federal government getting these basically kickbacks, right? I mean, what the fuck? It is. It's just an it's fucking going right from the. I guess the only difference is, right, Jay, that it's instead of like our fucking normal taxes where it's going right from us to the federal government, it's going right from us to these other countries and then back to the federal government. What's worse is that non-tariff sellers will also raise their prices because the competition, right? Yeah. And they can get away, right? Even if they're, you would, maybe your sales would increase if you kept your prices low and if you're still able to be within a profit margin, right? But yeah, that ain't how it works. It's like everybody's saying, "Oh, I'm going to get me some of that fucking price gouging going on too." Yep, it's very hard, Jay. As you know, I think all of us understand it's we understand that capitalism can be a good system, can be the best system, but we don't have honest actors, right? We don't have companies paying employees. Jesus Christ, oh my God. I watched about three short, more perfect union videos today. And I don't know, I can't remember what the grocery store company was, somewhere down south, but uh, or in California. But and this has been a while now, but I'm sure they're still up there. These fucking companies like Walmart, in 2015 it was anyways, Walmart was the number one profiting company in America. I don't know what it was, like $5 billion or some shit. Or in 2015, hell, maybe it was way more than 5 billion. Anyways, they that year they were the number one profiting company in America. Yeah, over all the tech companies, whatever, right? And yet they had the highest percentage of their employees on government assistance of any other company. And it was like 28% of Walmart employees were getting government assistance. Well, it's because they have a lot of they pay people a shit wage because they're not necessarily full time, right? You keep them under whatever the state or federal laws are, um, under 30 hours a week, and you don't have to offer insurance or benefits, right? You don't have to offer a week's paid vacation or sick days or whatever it is. And so that also keeps those folks at a level where their income level where they're able to get assistance, but they don't have no fucking choice. They work as many hours as they can get, and which is not usually 40 hours. I mean, it's not just Walmart, like Menards. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Menards, is a huge like home improvement company here in the Midwest. They were bad about Mrs. V worked for them for 14 years. They screwed everybody that was way up there like her in full time. I mean, there was at one point they just started knocking all these fucking long time employees out because she was getting fucking $4,000 or $5,000 a year in profit sharing, 3 weeks paid vacation. You know what I mean? It was a fucking good job until it wasn't. They did Bill says, I had a playlist recommended to me by YouTube and you were on the top. Yeah, I know it. That's awesome. I always have those YouTube mixes with Jay and a few other folks in there. Jay says they did the same thing with COVID supply inflation. Even if their product had supply, they raised their prices right to just a fraction below the more expensive competition because they could, right? Free market. We have talked about this a lot, you know, it's a struggle, right? To say, hey, to have to suggest that there should be legislation to tell people what they should pay someone exactly what, like, of course we should have a minimum wage and we do, and it doesn't mean a fucking thing. um yeah, I just don't know how we deal with that, because you always have the option to not take a job if you feel they're not offering you the money it's worth, right? Your time or the work. But when people are when they can't get, when you got to work fucking two jobs and there's not even, jobs out there for everyone, these fucking companies, even at any level, are they're in control. Hey, bully. Bye, bully. You fucking dickweed. Oops. Bully, you're just in time for me to take a break. I have to go refill my cup. Toto's coming to a casino near me. I don't know if I remember what they did. They do Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto, for helping me. When I need you, thank you. I want to thank you. All right, if you haven't hit that thumbs up or down, hit that thumbs up or down. Leave a comment in the chat. Share with those you love, those you don't. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe and ring the all bell. And I'll be back as quick as possible, like 2 to 3 minutes ish. Oh, is that Sticks? I get a lot of that shit fucking mixed up. While I was taking care of business down there, I was thinking Sister Christian. Who did that? Was that Sticks also, probably? I honestly don't know. But Jay says it was Toto, and they did Rosanna, Africa. I saw the rains down in Africa. Rosanna. But Hold the Line, that's a good tune. Hold the line. Bill says I just call Styx, Toto, and even Journey. I just call them all Head East now. Did Head East do 30 Days in the Hole? Am I getting that right? 30 Days in the Hole. Yeah, that's it, man. Come on in. Bow, wow, 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 wow. Or did they do that? Was it Head East that did that? I've been walking behind you since you've been able to crawl. Never been any reason. For you to think about me. Save my life, I'm going down for the last time. Yeah, them and who else was like some of those bands were seriously serious were big into writing like just real big pieces, right? I don't know how struggling for words. But who was the other band that I always think of Jesus Christ. So they did Tuesday Afternoon, and which is my favorite song. They had a bunch of hits. Now you got somebody will know who I'm thinking of. Yeah, just wrote these really a lot of cool, like huge pieces. I suppose not unlike like old Genesis, who I never really listened to much, but Queen, maybe I suppose could also be in that category in some ways. Yeah, I don't think like I mean I could be wrong, but I think they only had East only had like one big tune, one big hit. Yeah, never been any reason. I can't remember now. I'm gonna go crazy trying to remember who did 30 Days in the Hole. Humble Pie. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking sundowning. Never been any reason for you to think about me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a cool tune though. Both those tunes are kick ass. 30 Days in the Hole. With a rolling dance floor. Yeah, I had to look it up, Bill. I listen to that song every once in a while. I pull it up on YouTube and blast it through the PA. That beginning's so cool, man. With that fucking outtake where it's just a cappella. 30 days in the hole. Yeah, that's it, man. Come on in. Wow, 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 wow. I liked me some good. I don't know what year that was, but like, I like that fucking style of heavy kind of acid rock. I love it. Yeah, I don't know what I already closed that tab. I don't know what else. Humble Pie probably had some other hits. Bill, were you in on the conversation? What the fuck was Sherry yapping about the other day? About her husband being offered to play with fucking, was it Black Oak, Arkansas, or Blackfoot, maybe? I don't think it was Black Oak, Arkansas, was it? God, what the fuck was, not Molly Hatchet? Was it Black Oak, Arkansas? I can't remember. I had no idea that, like, it's not. I had no idea that that name was even still going, like in the 2000s. I mean, for fuck's sake, I get it. I haven't got. I mean, I haven't fucking like just been stuck in my 80s metal alternative kind of groove. I've certainly expanded a lot on what I play and way more so on what I listen to, but it's hard to fucking not do what you love to do and kind of what was, you know, I mean, I cut my teeth on Angus Young and, or, ACDC, early ACDC, Ted Nugent. But then soon after, my uncles who introduced me into to that stuff were, I was hearing Deep Purple at the same time and Led Zeppelin, Floyd. But it wasn't long before I was into the speed metal. Certainly by like 86, 87. You got me weak in the knees. That dude had a cool voice. Maybe still around. I guess I was pretty lucky in that way. I had two aunts and two uncles that were just a couple years older than me, 4 to 7 years older than me. All four of them were in that frame. I think I make people laugh sometimes when I say my three favorite bands are Zepp, the Beatles, and Nirvana, and then it gets muddy because you got Slayer, And you got old AC, Bon Scott era AC/DC. All those ballad bands sounded like Charlie Brown teacher to me. Yeah, I was not into mainstream music. I don't think at any fucking point until the fucking alternative grunge shit, right? And even then, it took me like I was hooked on Nirvana immediately, but we had already been listening to shit like Danzig and Sam Hain and fucking Henry Rollins. I guess even though that was more kind of mainstream hardcore, but a lot of fucking underground. Like my buddy, best buddy, was 4 years older than me. Played bass. We were fucking tight all those years. He was always in touch with the fucking underground metal compilation albums and that kind of shit. And so it really wasn't until the mid 90s, early 90s, mid 90s that was probably the first time in my life that I was into what was hot or new on the top 40, I guess you could say, or whatever. I mean, too, in the 80s, like around here, rock stations, it was fucking being super aggressive if they'd play a fucking Judas Priest tune on a Friday night or something like that, or had a 1 hour hard rock fucking program or some shit. You just didn't fucking hear good music around here for the longest time on the radio. Well, you didn't hear anything like fucking trailblazing. Right? Jay says the 70s Coke. 90s Coke was good too, brother. I'm telling you. For a minute, man. Yeah, very cheap. Oops. I can't say I did much of that shit while playing though. I mean, I really did play a lot in the fucking 90s. We were nothing special, but we fucking did a lot of our originals were pretty had a mainstream sound and feel to them, and we drew a decent crowd. Not because we were like one of the better bar bands out there. We just had that following, right? From brought everybody with us when we stopped doing field parties or whatever. I partied like hell, drank like hell while we were playing, and I'm sure I did some fucking bumps many times, but usually wasn't getting too fucking tweaked. But it'd be fucking all night after the bar, right? Nels, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. I know Nels, he's got a fucking handle of vodka and maybe some shroomy doomies. Right, and it does. You guys notice the fucking new badges? They got rid of our fucking wrenches. You guys literally have a fucking badge now. I don't think I care for that. Nell says, I love me some drugs. I just can't afford. I know everything's fucking through the roof nowadays, brother. What a motherfucker got to do to get a fucking cheap fucking teener nowadays. Oh, they just changed. I have never. I can't say I've never. It's been a few years. I think I stopped by Rumble once or twice to see. I mean, I've known that it's always kind of been an extreme far right thing platform, right? Bill, I was microdosing for a while, like from 20, I don't know, 19 until 2022, and then I lost my connection. I've been waiting for. I found them in my yard in the past, but it. I didn't see any last year. Microdosing, dude. I feel you. Like I didn't know about it back then again either, but I just needed to. Man, yeah, I'm ready to. I'm paranoid about buying those one of those kits from like out of state or whatever. Fuck that shit. They may have your information, even if the spores are legal. Fuck that. Yeah, I'm not done with that, Bill. That's for sure. I just need to make that connection again. I would, like I said, from around whenever it was, 2019, I think, is when one of my coworkers were making shit happen, and I would literally do like a quarter of a gram. It would depend. Like I didn't necessarily care or need to get buzzed. I certainly didn't want to get too wrecked, but anywhere's from a quarter of a gram to three quarters of a gram once in a great while. But I'd do a quarter of a gram maybe a couple times a month. Just enough to free the mind. I was trying to get into pay attention to see how much it really actually helped with anxiety. I mean, I don't a lot of things were different then, so I don't know if it helped with that or not. It didn't hurt. Man, Bill, you really should try microdosing, brother. Like I'll talk with Mighty every once in a while. He's a big fan of I mean, not that he does it at all anymore, but he said he always really liked preferred acid, and it's like it just was never clean enough. Like I had some fun times on acid, but I had some bad times too. But it's just I'm not really into getting wrecked, right? It's just kind of opening those creative doors a little bit more, or keeping them open. Vision Quest, what is that, Jay? In its many forms. Microdots were terrible. That shit was fucking nasty. Uh, Lots of different paper. Album cover was that was always amazing. Had buddies fucking slinging sugar cubes at one time. Well, that's what I'd like to do now, and I've like researched that shit over and over at one time. Just watch video after video of how to do it, and you do have to. I mean, and well, as you know, like if you do one of those kits and maybe you do it in a tub or whatever, you get your fucking substrate. So I thought that I would obviously, like you said, you can once you are able to get a good harvest, you can save those spores. It seems like that would is going to be the hardest part is to keep them spores dry and active, right? Or keep them um, dry and dormant and not keep them from dying. Yeah, that is absolutely my thoughts too. Now, is if I could just order once and feel comfortable, not be scared shitless, right? That hopefully I would be able to then do my own thing from then on out. Mushroom sweat lodge fasting. Yeah, exactly, Bill. That was always a lot of my issue too with doing acid or mushrooms when I was younger was as much as like I love people and stuff, like you know, I could easily get real uncomfortable in crowds and I still don't know why. Cuz I was absolutely very comfortable on stage and you know, fucking raising hell and field parties with whoever. But there would be times, man, where I would just be like, fuck this. I don't want to be around anybody. Yeah, I've seen like some different videos and docs on like when people do ayahuasca, Jay, and I can't remember what the other one is, but like those are really like ayahuasca, that's a really quick trip, right? Like 5 to 15 minutes or something max. But it's every like I've never heard anybody, I don't think I've ever caught what is all the videos I've watched. I don't think I've ever seen, and a lot of these, well, half of these folks at least weren't like into the culture at all, right? Like they weren't partiers at all, and they were just journalists and curious, and you know went for the experience. It's like I don't think I could fucking handle that. It seems like they're very intense, even though I never caught anybody saying that it was an extremely unpleasant experience. Just intense. I don't know if I could handle that. Like I don't need to fucking hallucinate. I'm not I'm not sure my body, my heart would handle. Yeah, most of my buddies would eat more of acid than I would too, Bill. I mean, I always had those one or two friends that were fucking eating a fistful, just chewing off a whole sheet, right? Just I don't know that I ever did more than a hit of acid, like paper acid at once. all the ayahuasca tea lasts for hours. TMT is the fast one. Ayahuasca is what TMT is made from and lasts longer. All right on. You know what, Bill? That got me back in 2019 when I decided I wanted to start microdosing because I really, you know, like those. You remember, and it was again. It wasn't like I wanted to. Man, I remember those good trips where shit was just fucking insane for fucking 6-8 hours. But it was Terrence McKenna's. I got into his videos a half a dozen years ago or more, I guess now. And one of his stories, he said him and his brother, who, and I know probably all you guys are familiar with Terrence McKenna and his brother, who was a doctor, had a couple PhDs. He was telling a story about one of the times that him and his brother went out into the woods in to camp in the early morning, got their camp set up, went and found some fucking nice big old slimy mushrooms, a couple ounces of mushrooms, as he said. Went back, and then by that time they had a couple other friends or whatever join them, set up camp, chowed down on them. Brother went into the tent, and 40 minutes later or so came out completely naked and started smashing everybody's watches. I mean, look at it. I know it probably sounds crazy to people who haven't done acid or mushrooms, but it's I mean, I think maybe two. I mean, I'm only one person. You guys are all only one person, but like maybe it's different also for folks that are net, like tend to be creative folks or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying. Uh, yeah, I just feel like it. We've all seen those videos where these people just have this, incredible, like, enlightening experience. And maybe I had that, like, but because I was so young and we were tripping all the time, for a couple years, it was like, maybe I didn't realize for years and decades even how it had changed me. It's very profound. Like, I don't have the vocabulary to express the way it feels like it expands your mind. You just, oh, I know what I was going to say. Like Bill Gates, saying that he created Windows by doing acid, because, or it was a trip that he took and he fucking, sat there tripping or whatever and just started thinking hard, which is what's awesome about it, and can also throw you into stupor, but I'm all right with that. And imagine myself down on this fucking microchip or whatever, seeing everything so small, but in a bigger way so he could, visualize it. I always say that I think the Beatles would have been great musicians, even if they hadn't smoked dope or did acid, but they wouldn't have wrote the same stuff. Like nowhere's near the same stuff, right? Yeah, we aren't Sid Bear, so there's that, right? Yeah, it's rare. I mean, how much of it's true? Obviously, and we don't know that like Sid actually did a trip and never came down. I don't know. Was it? I don't think it was like just one specific time that Sid did a trip. Like he was just struggling for a while, anyways, before he kind of dropped out. But he was one of the five dead rockers that I did a portrait of, Bill. I don't know if it's in my fucking art compilation video or not on my channel, but I have Janice in there, Kurt, um, John Lennon, John Bonham, and Sid Barrett. I think those are the five I did. I made a whole fucking list of rockers that died at 30 or whatever, that 30 years old, I think it was. Oh, though Sid Barrett didn't die at an early age, did he? He ended up living with his mom when he was quite a bit older, I think. Yeah, right on. People were dosing Sid all the time. Oh yeah, fuck that shit. I can't imagine that, Jay. I think I seen some horror story where some fucking students dropped acid in their teacher's coffee and he fucking it was a bad situation. Yeah, I can't imagine. That's fucking raw to especially acid. Dave Insall, what's up, bitch? See you bye. See you bye. I got teeth, bitch. See that? All my motherfucker, and I'll fucking chew you a new asshole, you fucking coward ass dick licker. Look at you. You want to talk about us fucking, call us fucking liberals crying about Trump? We haven't fucking mentioned Trump all night, you fucking dirty dick licker. Where are you right now, Dave Incel? Where the fuck are you? You're in a goddamn liberal chat crying like a fucking the bitch that you are. Right? We know it. I mean, what are you doing? You're coming in here bragging about what a fucking little bitch you are. My face is public? Absolutely it is, Dave. Do you know why? Do you know why my face is public, Dave? Because I got a fucking YouTube channel and other social media that are all public. I like it like that. Nobody fucking ever learn about this channel if I don't fucking have it public. You fucking genius. Yes. Muskegon County, Michigan, Dave. My name's Troy. That's me. I'm a cheerleader C. Oh, did he? Jay, that's funny. How many more can you make? Can you make some more, Dave? Let's see. How long will it take you to make another account, you fucking dick bag? I have to say, we had there were some characters like Chaos and Bully and AP in Mighty's Venus streams, but who was the other one? Jay Caliph. I wonder if that's like who this Dave Insel is. I mean, I can be pretty immature at times, so I like to fucking just complete fucking teenage fucking slapstick comedy, right? But man, I try to wrap my brain around and understand what folks like. What the fuck is up with people like Chaos? I mean, maybe I'm just naive and don't aren't coming across those kinds of folks uh in real life. I don't know. But it's cool to always remember that someone like Dave Incel or Chaos or Ragey even, they're just a fuck. If you really sit and think about they're just what fucking maniac rage posters they are, you almost have to feel sorry for them knowing that there's a lot of issues going on there. A lot. Cool thing is though, I can always, whenever Mrs. V gives me a hard time, I can be like, I'm pretty rational. Can read this fucking cat's fucking post. That's not a normie. Jeez, I haven't even told you guys in a while either. I haven't been on cam very often lately because I need some fucking mushrooms. I need to start microdosing and get rid of this fucking anxiety. But we have 259 days, 2 hours, 3 minutes, and 47 seconds until midterm elections. It's a long ways off. I feel like in some ways shit has we're not seeing the craziness with ICE at the moment, or so much craziness, thankfully. Um, Prices are still ridiculous. Trump's still moving fucking aircraft carriers all over the fucking world. Um, the continued um, attempt to fuck with our election, the midterm elections from the Trump administration is definitely getting out of hand, or ramping up, I should say. I don't know why my fucking video keeps on clicking off. I wonder if he's gonna make another chant. That motherfucker is slow, ain't he? He did make that account today, didn't he? What a dumbass. Yeah, Jay says until 259 days, 2 hours, 1 minute, and 30 or 50 seconds until we can begin subpoenas, investigations, checks and balances, and likely also articles of impeachment. I say, too, because I don't know, there may not be anything to impeach um, Vance on. And if we did, that would automatically put Mike Johnson in the White House, correct? God, is that funny? Can you imagine? Like, I would almost like to see that because he would. What a mealy mouse of a man. Can you imagine? I mean, I wonder if that dude has ever fucking. Can you imagine him sitting at home with his mother slash wife discussing any possibility of him ever running for like that would be hilarious. I can't see it. I mean, the dude's a fucking douchebag, but I don't know if he's stupid or just has no soul or spine or moral compass. But like, if I don't know that we would be able to. I hope to God we'd be able to successfully remove Trump with a third impeachment. But I'm really pretty I don't have a lot of faith anymore, you guys, in our system. I mean, look at what we have going on. I mean, we had a fucking judge had Trump wrapped up and fucking, whatever, however, just, set the fucking sentencing aside or just whatever it was after he was convicted on those 34 felonies, right? Jesus Christ. I keep telling myself I'm not gonna I don't think I've ever been irate about it, and I haven't spoke on it too much. What is there to say? Garland really fucked up. I mean, really, really fucked up. Like, if I could point to one thing that, would have been the biggest or key thing in us missing this opportunity to avoid all this bullshit with Trump, it was Garland not getting his shit together fast. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the kind of shit that makes me fucking question everything. It's like, how does that fucking happen? Especially looking back. Maybe it's easier to have the fucking Monday, morning armchair quarterback thing going on and calling out Garland, but I don't know, man. Discouraging. Yeah, exactly, Jay. That Jay says our speaker becomes president at that point. Yeah, so I don't think we would be there would be much to. I don't know. I don't think there'd be anything to impeach Vance on unless we could somehow connect him to supporting something that Trump did that got Trump impeached, right? And it was a clear connection or something, possibly, right? But so either way, I wouldn't. There's Vance is no threat, and I do think about my words when I say that kind of shit. Like, I thought I don't fucking think I'm an arrogant bastard. And I know many of you guys agreed, would have probably, I'm sure, thought the same thing. Like, how the fuck could we elect Trump in 2024? But we did. And so I do hesitate to think that some things just aren't possible, like fucking Vance ever getting elected. But fuck, I don't know, man. Human, what's up, brother? Cheers to you. Now says impeachment seems pointless without a Senate majority, and most of us probably agree with that. Like, depends on how close we can get. Right now, even though what is it? It's probably a 60-40 vote needed to impeach or to convict Trump in the Senate. Maybe it's yeah. So I don't know, brother. There may be, and I know that would be the ideal situation, but man, you got to think maybe if we got to that point, there would be some Republicans that would no longer be in fear of repercussions from Trump because he would be getting removed. But Trump has a whole fucking shit ton of fucking inbreds out there that, you know, answer to dog whistles and just straight up fucking demands to fucking attack folks, right? So yeah, I mean, I suppose it's fucked up. I don't get it. I tell you what, you guys got one promise from me that I will never, ever, ever come anywhere close to having that kind of fucking dickweed blind fucking cult loyalty to anybody. Independent, Democrat, doesn't matter. It's like that these Republican elected officials, I don't know what to, I mean, are they like, I can get that it would be hard. And I brought this up before and I've said it. It's like, it wouldn't be an easy choice, but do you cower for your country to protect yourself and your family? And I know that that's, you know, for a lot, like, who gives a fuck what people think? You're going to do what you can to protect your family. But does that mean you have to keep supporting the fucking nonsense? I mean, can you not just like maybe like Kissinger did or whatever and bow out or whatever? I don't know, man. I get it. I mean, anybody who has someone close to them that they love, it's completely understandable, but it's not acceptable, right? If that makes sense. Jesus Christ. It took you long enough to get back here, Dave. Or is that fucking Lala? Who knows with these fucking dum-dums. Yeah, Vance would become president if Trump was. They have to be impeached separately, so, as you probably know, human. So Vance would become president, and he would choose a VP. But if Vance was impeached, then Mike Johnson would, or the majority speaker at the time, would automatically become president. So if in 2027, which would be the soonest we could start impeachment hearings for Trump, if we had the House majority, then we would have the Dems would have the majority speaker, and they would be appointed or would become president if Vance was to resign or be removed. So then that would so I guess I was kind of not even thinking that it's not likely Johnson is going to be the speaker after what, January 6th or January 7th, 2027? Is it? Yeah, January 6th. Right. Yeah, Jay says can't remove without 2/3, but we can investigate, subpoena, and let the truth out. Human says that needs to happen. I agree. Can't let downstream worries affect decisions of morality today. Yeah, I agree. Right. I just think, Bill, exactly like, you know, it was, I really love Rick Wilson, you guys, and he was many, you know, he's a longtime Republican. But like, he said basically that, you know, like, this is the time to make a really huge change for the future, for a long time future in America, and being way, way more aggressive and having a way more liberal agenda. Like, I feel like, because that's how, you know, who we are as, you know, libs. I guess we want to compromise because we respect the people opinion next to us, even if we don't fucking share it, right? Or for the most part. So we, you know, I think that I guess you know you don't my worry or our worry would be being too progressive or aggressive, um, going too far left. But how? What do we have to lose anymore? Look at where the fuck we're at. I'm serious about that. Like, what do we have to lose? I mean, do we start compromising with a Republican Party that has shown us what they've shown us over the last 2 years? I mean, shit's not always gonna be fucking tidy, right? It sucks, but I mean, fuck. We need to seriously weigh out the results of continuing the way we have on the left or taking this opportunity to go look at what the fuck happens when you have get you know I mean they are far right, they're extreme right, far right extremists. I mean it's like they flipped a switch almost instantly. I don't know what drove that. I mean, it was like some sort of fucking dormant fucking DNA thing in conservatives that all of a sudden when Trump came into the spotlight, like it was fucking activated and all these people lost their fucking mind. Are you done yet, Trump girl? It looks like you are. It looks, you guys say goodbye to Trump girl. We'll miss you, sweetie. Peace out, bitch. At least a million less jobs, Jay. I think it was just under 10 million available in January of 25. And it's now under 6 million, right? So like there's it's been at least 3 million less jobs on the market then. And it's and unemployment hasn't gone down. Like it's not like, hey, those 3 million jobs were filled, they were lost. They no longer exist. Human says, do you think there's, or you never gotten 80 million votes? Yeah. Yeah, did you see the, I don't know who she was on. I caught Midas Touch brought up a video clip with her on some other podcast or something, but yeah. I mean, she's a fucking, I can't forgive people. We can't, like, whatever, I have no issues with separating the two. What a fuck up she was. How, I mean, she should be doing what she's doing because she was a huge part of this fucking, of encouraging and stoking the Trump flame, right? Without a doubt. I mean, she was right, one of the fucking big maniac leaders. It's funny too because Trump always snubbed her, like she never fucking caught on that she would be under the bus sooner or later. I mean, hey, like I said, hats off to her for doing the right thing eventually. Yeah, Jay says Latino and black voters that were fooled by Trump in 24 won't be fooled in 2028 or 2026. Yeah, I thought unemployment has been fairly decent, but I thought it has inched up, right? Where I'm not sure, but I check that stuff every so often. It's probably been a couple months now, but it was around what, 4.2 or 4.3%, which is, we don't want to, you wouldn't want to be any higher, right? I mean, that's not a great percentage anyway, but yeah, I just don't see how the 80s goth kid JD Vance is going to win the hearts of the Republican. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's 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 purely like this fucking obsession with Trump on the right, right? Or with the vote, his base, anyways. Like, there's just nobody that's going to be able to replace him. Maybe a Trump kid, like they could probably get behind uh, a Trump kid, possibly, but obviously that would be a joke of a campaign. Um, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't see. I think the cult is divided. Is what pisses me off and bothers me is that none of these motherfuckers are going to experience any repercussions for being Trump supporters. And it's like, should people who voted for Trump go to jail? Of course not. But I have to, I've said before, and I mean it in some way, like, how are you not, I mean, when you fucking voted for Trump after he fucking had his fucking thugs ransack the Capitol, how is that not crimes against America? I know that's fucking, but that's how I feel. That's how bad the fucking January 6th bullshit. Like, I don't think there's a more disgusting time in our history other than slavery. It's, certainly January 6th was a bigger threat to our democracy than anything, even World War II. I honestly, because we were never really, I don't think we were ever, I mean, there was some sketchy moments, I guess, supposedly, but we don't know how that would have turned out. It turned out the way it did. An alpha male. She was handsome and jacked. Yeah. She got a forehead. Hey, as you guys are, I'm thankful for Marjorie Green doing what she's doing. You're not likely to hear much like any praise. You know, she's doing exactly what she should be doing, but really because of where she fucking stood up until recently, she was a huge fucking part of this problem that we have. Like, she absolutely helped accelerate it, feed it, encourage it, advance it, all of that shit. Like, she should honestly be on her knees begging for America to forgiveness and just coming completely clean. Oh my God. Sorry. I'm just fucking I'm winding up now. The fucking, and you guys see the Nancy Mace presser today? Probably not. What a fucking crackpot. Holy Christ. This fucking dumbass starts out her presser with something about Donald J. Trump being the greatest president in her lifetime, and within a minute going to how she's disappointed that there's thousands of people in the Epstein files and only one person in prison. It's like, that's your fucking president. That's your fucking greatest president in your lifetime. That's his fucking doing. You fucking, it's so sick. It's how the fuck does she have any fucking supporters? I mean, what is going on over there? You guys know I love Mac. So it's not just North Carolina is all fucked up. Too much of it seems to be. It's like, what in the fuck is going on over there? How can you fucking? I'm not the smartest fucking well-educated, informed guy or cultured person in the world, for fuck's sake. How can you listen to fucking 5 minutes of Nancy Mace and not think this fucking bitch is a kook? Oh yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene did. Human says she exploded a hybrid car with a 50 cal. Bill says that's the trouble with cults. Can only be one alpha. That's why they're so adamant about calling it a movement. Words matter. Well, too, when you think about a situation where there's an alpha male, like a wolf pack, right? That alpha male isn't alpha male forever. It's a fucking always evolving dynamic, right? Jay says Trump was in. I gotta, that's too fucking rich. Trump was in Davos, Switzerland, and told them that if it wasn't for Americans, they would be speaking German when they actually speak German there. Oh man, what a fucking deal! Jesus Christ, you guys! Again, it's just, yeah, Trump's a fuck up, and he's heading all this fucking shit. He's the fucking dumbass that's letting all these fucking rich ass whack jobs have their hand up his ass and fucking control the fucking strings. Holy fuck, though, his supporters, man. Jesus fucking Christ, these people. How do they fucking. Like, it just kills me. I don't know. I'm fucking disgusted. I'm completely without words. I'm so fucking disgusted at how fucking stupid one fucking day after another Trump and any fucking half a dozen of the secretaries every fucking day spewing the most fucking insane, ridiculous, or outrageous or offensive bullshit. 37 members of the Trump administration mentioned numerous times in the Epstein files, including 12 cabinet members. The majority of the files cover the time between 1990 and 2005, and they were BFF when they were best friends forever, right? Trump is mentioned over 38,000 times in the redacted Epstein files and over 1 million times in the unredacted files. That is just the half they agreed to show. Probably it's looking like that's not even nowhere near half, Jay. I mean, Molly Jong Fast is someone that I have quite a bit of faith in. Um, she's not just gonna fucking start posting fucking, hearsay bullshit. It's sounding like from some current email that's just been exposed or come to light that this could be what there could be tens of millions of the files yet. Yeah, and for sure we know that the shit that's being released is not nowhere near the worst of it, right? There's just like I almost feel like they let some shady shit go that they could kind of question, like the FBI hotline number, complaints or whatever, and like they allowed some purposely allowed some of the shit about Trump to go through, so they could almost pretend like that was the worst of it, and it's stuff that they can at least try and say it's questionable. Yeah, it does. It's embarrassing, Jay. I know, and it's like, thankfully, probably a lot of you guys too. I talk to folks all over the fucking world on YouTube all the time, right? Because you guys know I'm a social butterfly, so I'm always over in any other chats that I find, you know, interesting or whatever live streams. Thankfully, most folks are fairly understanding. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, right on, Jay. And I've struggled with that, brother. And I think you know my heart and what I try to express myself as clearly as possible because I think that's really the most important thing we can do. We wouldn't have half the problems we do in this world if we were able to get face to face with each other, see each other as humans, and be clear about where we stand, what we care about. And we're going to find that we share the three, four most important things in life with just about anybody. But Jay says the both sides are bad narrative, gives Republicans justification for someone they admit is a bad guy. Right. I just can't help but, it's not like I'm a both sidesism guy, obviously. But I do feel like I feel responsible, right? Like as an American, obviously I didn't vote for Trump and you guys didn't, but we're still Americans. Like this is still on our shoulders in some way, right? Like we're not getting anywheres or doing ourselves and none of us are like trying to shrug the responsibility just because we didn't fucking vote for Trump. He's our responsibility, unfortunately. Yeah, God doesn't work in mysterious ways. Not that right. Talking back. There's a good song title. Jesus was a terrorist. Yeah, well, the lowest that we've seen recently, right, is the fucking Trump pumpkins blaming the survivors and victims. Like they knew what they were old enough to know what they was doing. I think it just comes down to it's it's not like it's just some one off or two off or three off or 10 off. It's one fucking thing after another that makes me pretty goddamn confident that Trump is a child rapist. Live via Trump media. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Bread and circuses and feeding the anti-Christ, the folks that aren't Christians, feeding the Gnostics and the atheists and the agnostics and anybody else to the lions. Thrown to the lions on the second phase. What am I doing, you guys? Bill, Human, Jay. Why we get a dozen people or half dozen people or more in here and nobody wants to fucking... Are all those extra folks Dave Incel accounts that have been banned? All those viewers? Well, we're only at 7 and there's, well, it's 3 of you in chat. Anyways. I'm either that much of a fucking asshole host or that ugly. Could be a combination of both, right? I don't know. You guys never make me regret going live, but there's Putin. Putin says he was lurking. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. You go. You keep chat. Oh, he gave his thumb or the peace sign too. Yeah, cheers to you, dude. I'm just getting ready to fuck off, but Putin, it warms my heart to know that you were hanging out. Jay says Mussolini created fascism based on the Roman Empire of Caesar. Jesus was offered his life just to take a knee to Caesar, and he refused and chose crucifixion. It don't get more anti-fascist. Right on. I have to say, I hope I would do the same. I mean, I can't imagine. There's no fucking way in hell. Like, if it was like having to literally be brought in front of a fucking court and bow to Trump or some stupid shit. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I appreciate you guys. Again, you never make me regret dragging my ass up here and getting it on. Oh, at least Putin says we're only getting half the Epstein stuff, no more to be released. I don't think I don't know, Putin. It seems like there's some, some new information suggesting that don't even have half the files. Yeah, I wonder, so I don't see how this isn't a big issue for all of us, right? This isn't, this fucking issue of not being able to get this shit out there after all that has been done, laws being created and signed by Trump to make this happen. I feel like as a whole, Democrats, we got, I don't feel like we can just say, oh, we did everything we could and that was the way it worked out. I mean, maybe it is everything we could do to this point within our Constitution that needs to change. I mean, I know I'm sure, I feel confident in saying that all of you guys would agree that this is a defect in our system that this happened. However, whatever it is, I don't want to fucking get to where I'm looking for fucking people to blame because it doesn't change anything. But anyways, I appreciate you guys. I hope I'll see you soon. I'm sure I'll be fucking streaming some other bullshit sometime this week. Hopefully not as much. Hopefully less bullshitty than these fucking on-cam streams, right? All right, I appreciate you guys. You be good. Peace and love. TV2 out. How about a little bit more Trump? They're doing something. Where's James? He loves this one.
Doing something. Those whales are getting crazy. 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 The wind is a rough one because it kills all your birds. You know that noise goes down there and those whales are getting crazy. We say, gee, let's drive to Idaho. Let's get some beautiful potatoes. You know that noise goes down there and those whales are getting crazy. Doing something, those whales are getting crazy. Doing something, those whales are getting crazy. Doing something, those whales are getting crazy. The wind is a rough one because it kills all your birds. You know that noise goes down there and those whales are getting crazy. Or if you want to drive from a store because you want to buy new underpants. You know that noise goes down there and those whales are getting crazy. Doing something, those whales are getting crazy. Doing something, those whales are getting crazy. Doing something, those whales are getting crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy.
Well, I got mindless contentment. 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 I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything. I don't wanna do anything, anything, anything. Well, I got mindless contentment. Yes, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. Well, I got mindless contentment. I know, no, 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 I know, no. Well, I got mindless contentment. Yes, I got mindless contentment. I don't wanna watch TV. I don't even wanna be with me. I don't wanna do anything.